My name is Anayssa Lemus-Pulido, and I'm an educator for the Wenatchee School District. I have been in education for the last 10 years, and my first encounter with WAEF was as a senior in high school when I was first seeking scholarship opportunities. And when I was in college, I received different awards throughout my college journey. And now I get to serve as a committee member for the scholarships, and I also get to volunteer and connect with college students who are interested in furthering their education and possibly becoming an educator in the future.
My name is Pauly. My involvement with WAEF has been as a donor representing Northern Fruit Company. Northern started their scholarship program with WAEF in the 2013-2014 school year. I do various special projects for Northern. My primary role in life is I have been a stay-at-home mom and community volunteer, so this is one continuation of that kind of work.
So my final year in college was 2013-2014, that school year. I was aware that there was a scholarship that was specific for Northern Fruit employees' children, and so I qualified for that scholarship. I applied and received an award that final year of school, and that is how I first made that connection with being a part of WAEF through the Northern Scholarship. I started teaching, and my second year teaching, at the end of my first year teaching, Katie seeked me, and she asked if I was interested in participating on the interview committee, and I didn't hesitate. I said this is exactly what I wanted to do. It felt like a full circle moment for me. I just was really excited to get to be a part of a committee that now gets to serve and impact other students' lives.
And I first became aware of Anayssa actually when she was a senior in high school. At that point, I was on the Community Foundation scholarship committees and read this application of this unbelievably successful student. And that was the first time I knew Anayissa's name at all. So 3 or 4 years later, when Northern had a scholarship, it was very exciting. I was like, oh, I know who that girl is. Northern really invests. Northern invests in machinery, in packing equipment, in orchards, and Northern also invests in the families that work there. The scholarships are a key part of that investment. So being able to partner with an organization like WAEF that also wants to invest in the development of young people is very important, because we all know that it takes more than money to succeed at college. And having individuals who are very committed to mentoring students on an individual one-by-one basis matters a lot to me and to everyone at Northern.
So when I first received my scholarships through WAEF specifically, I'm just naturally kind of a person that just wants to know more. I'm a curious person. I want to take advantage of all of my opportunities, and when I realized that this was really more than a scholarship, I hung on to anything that was available as a support system for myself. I was a first generation college student, the first in my family to go to college, and I didn't really have a person that I could go to ask for help. And WAEF turned into the people that I could go to. I knew there was a team that for whatever question, whether it was financial aid or registering for classes even, thinking about my transcripts, things like that, I was able to begin some of those conversations, and they would connect me with people that could help me. And that eventually transferred over to my career. So while I was receiving these scholarships through college, I attended workshops. I would attend, at the time it was more of a FaceTime rather than a Zoom, but it was a lot of just informal conversations around how to navigate certain systems, or how to better prepare for an interview, or things like that you really don't think that a scholarship committee is going to be a part of. And I realized, WAEF is so much more than just I'm going to be giving you money. We're here to support you along your journey. And I think that is something that really set me up for my positions that I've been able to have now in my career. They helped connect me with teachers. I shadowed teachers. They helped connect me with a superintendent even, where I was able to drive to Chelan and just have lunch with the superintendent, which was really a gift to just have some of that networking opportunities and just to connect with people within my field before even I graduated. So that was really exciting to be a part of. During those luncheons, we learned manners, just table manners, and we got to connect and talk a little bit about just interviewing skills and just, again, with learning how to be a little more professional in certain settings, how to dress, how to speak with people and ask questions and be curious. And so those skills that were taught during the luncheons were very powerful for me. That transferred over to now. When I first started teaching, I taught for 3 years in the classroom. After my first year, I realized I didn't feel competent enough to teach students to read from the beginning. And so I sought a master's. I knew I wanted to continue with a master's in something, and that was how interest peaked. It was, I want to know more so I can better teach my students. So I got a master's in reading. So by my 3rd year, I noticed there was an opening at a school in our district as a reading specialist. And I said, I want to apply. I'm curious. I want to know more. I want to keep learning. I stepped into that position. I was hired, but it was also a part-time EL specialist. And so English language development teacher. I would be teaching part-time reading, part-time with bilingual students. And that required an endorsement as an English language development teacher. And so my first year as a reading specialist, I added a certificate as ELD teacher. And then I stuck in that position for about 3 to 4 years, and then a different position opened up. And this position was as an instructional coach. So I now had experience as a 3rd grade teacher. I subbed K-12 and taught in 1st grade, and that was kind of what started everything, my curiosity for teaching students the foundations of reading. Now I had been an ELD teacher, English language development, and a reading specialist. I was able to work and collaborate with different teachers during those positions and different teams, and really just was interested in knowing a little bit more of a different side of education. And a position opened up as an instructional coach. So what an instructional coach does is really it's coaching, mostly focusing on instructional practices, instructional strategies. So it could be really anything from classroom management to there's a comprehension skill that we need to work on. You can try this strategy. I would go into different classrooms and model different strategies. I would provide professional development to our staff. I would support with the teacher might set a goal, and I would be a part of that process by providing resources and tools for them to meet the goal. So really just partnering with teachers and being a support person, and that was really a fun job because I got to work with the whole building and all grades and work with all students. And so I now serve as an English language development district trainer, and in this position I get to work as a district trainer for primarily focusing with preschool through 5th grade, and I get to work with more of the adults, and also still get to work in classrooms. I go into different classrooms from preschool through 5th grade, and again continuing to practice to model different instructional strategies, to partner with teachers and really focusing on the English language development. So this year I'm focusing a lot on our bilingual population and giving teachers the tools to better support English language development in their classroom, and just really being a support person and a partner with teachers and getting to work with all students. This next school year I will be also continuing that position, and interning as an administrator, and one of all of these positions that I've been able to participate in have just opened up a new interest for me. As a little girl, I always wanted to teach. That was my goal, and I was so excited to finally have my own classroom. And I remember just sitting in my classroom and being in awe that I get to do what I always pictured myself doing. And I didn't know about different positions within education. And so as I started learning a little bit more, I went ahead and continued with my master's and added endorsements, and different positions spiked more of an interest for just that continuous learning. And so when I stepped into the classroom, I saw myself there forever. And when I stepped into an English language development teacher and a reading specialist, I saw myself there forever. As an instructional coach, it was the same thing. I love this position, I'm gonna stay here forever. As a district trainer right now, I'm loving what I do. And again, it's that mentality of I wanna stay here forever. And I think at this point, I know that whatever position opens up that I feel like is a good fit for myself, I want to take that position and just really look at it through the lens of support. I look at all the needs that we have within different, again, you know, every community has its own needs, and I'm looking at it through a different lens of I want to be a representative, if you will, for our community, our Latino and agricultural, and even as a female in a leadership position, I think we need more of. And I have a lot of people who are rooting for me and who just say, you can do this, you should consider this, you should really try this. And just, I have a team of people who believe in me and who support me. And so that's really why I ended up pursuing my leadership, more of the administrative side of things. I said, you know, this is something that I'm loving being able to impact so many families through through being a part of a system, and through being a part of creating different protocols to support our new families to our valley who are coming from different countries, for example. This year has really been kind of that year where I shifted to seeing things as more of a system, and how important it is for our families to really understand how to navigate the systems, from transportation to there's a lot of language barriers that we have. In our district, we have more than 25 different languages, which is really incredible, because when you think about our valley, you primarily think of, you know, we have a lot of monolingual Spanish-speaking families, but we have a lot of different languages in our valley. And so being mindful of how to better support the language side of things, and how to be able to impact the transitions of families through looking at things at a system-wide level. I also, just like I mentioned earlier, just see the need for representatives of color, and that's something that I know I carry as, it's just something that I never pictured myself doing, and so but I also never pictured myself leaving the classroom, and I never pictured myself leaving intervention. And so when the time is right, if the time is right, then I would take that position if it's what's best for myself at the time, who they are looking for. I just want to have doors open, and that option there if needed.